Hello, Cherries. Welcome to Live Cherry Sunday, episode 86. In this video, I'm going to show you how to create circle of fifth progressions to play modes with. And this is really cool because it really shows off the sound of each mode in a very interesting way that you might not have thought of before. And so this is going to be a very informative lesson. Hopefully you're caffeinated and feeling good today on this Sunday afternoon. And so what we're going to do here is I'm going to show you, to start off, the circle of fifths. Here's a circle of fifths, basic circle here. And as you see right there at 12 o'clock, you see the C note, and it goes in fifths. So you have the G as a 5 of C, and so on and so on. Every note going clockwise is a fifth from the prior notes. So you have the C to the G to the D, A, E, B, etc. So now let's go back and switch for a second to this other circle here. Okay, we'll close that off and we'll change that one right there. Okay. So this circle actually is filled in a little bit. I indicate the 1 chord, the 4 chord, the 5 chord, the 2, the 6, and the 3, etc. But first, I want to say hello to my friend Kelly here in the chat. Hello, Kelly! Give you a round of applause. Thank you, Kelly. I will put a timestamp in the description so you can get right to the lesson. But right now, just want to say happy Sunday to my friend Kelly here. Hopefully you're caffeinated and feeling good on this beautiful Sunday. And where are you watching from? I'm watching from Brooklyn, right by Prospect Park. I'm not only watching, I'm actually putting on the live here. So enjoy some coffee, get caffeinated, and get ready for this great lesson. Hello, Tom G. What's happening? I think you're really going to enjoy this today. Give you a round of applause. And so basically, I was showing the circle of fifths right here, and what you have here is at 12 o'clock you have the C, and then you have to the left of that you have the F, which is the 4 chord, and then to the right you have the G, which is the 5 chord, and then in the small circle within that circle you see the relative minor chords. So below the C you see an A minor. Then to the left of that, you see the D minor. To the right, you see B minor. So those are 6 chords out of the 7 chords of every key. So every key has 7 chords. And actually, I made a video on that called The Most Important Lesson You'll Ever Learn in Theory. It's basically showing the diatonic chords in every key. 7 chords. And it's the same structure in every key. So I made a video on that. I put the link in the description. You could check that out. And but right here you could see it. It's numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's a 7th one, which is the B, half diminished. And if you look clockwise on that circle, you'll see C, G, D, A, E, B, right there. That B. So in the key of C, if you go back 1, you'll see the F. Then you go clockwise. Those are all the chord letter names in the key of C. There's an F, there's a C, a G, a D, an A, an E, and a B. And it's the same thing in that little pizza shape that I have that has the numbers indicated there. So, not to sound too confusing, it's very simple. If you just look at this chart here, you see the 6 chords that we're going to talk about, and they're mentioned right there. The C is the 1, D minor is the 2, the E minor is the 3, the F is the 4, the G is the 5, A minor is the 6, and then we discussed that the B is the 7, which is a half diminished, and we'll show you. So check this out. We'll go to this camera right here, and I'll just play them. In C, key of C, you have the C. All right, here's the C. 1. Here's the C scale. Okay. I mean, you know that scale, right? So each one of these notes has a chord. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Back to 1 again. So the 1 chord is a major chord, 2 chord is minor, 3 chord is minor, 4 chord is major 7, 5 chord. So it's really all the same fingerings too. Like here's a major 7 chord for the 1 chord. Here's a minor 7 chord for the 2 chord, minor 7 for the 3. It's the same fingerings as you could see. Remember this one? You have this one, and this 4 chord, this F, it's the same as this 1 chord, only played for F. Here's one that's different. This is a dominant chord. You have the minor again, which is the same as this D, E, A. Then you have the one weird one, which is the B half diminished into the C. Just like that. Okay. So if you're enjoying this video so far, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. It's about to get really interesting here. So if you know these chords, right? Here's the same shape. The 1 chord is the same shape as the 4 chord. The 2 chord, the 3 chord, and the 6 are all the same. I'm just moving them to the relative, the corresponding numbers of the chords. 2 chord, 3 chord, 6 chord, all the same fingerings. Then you have on the G, it's a dominant chord because it leads back to the C again, and that one weird B, which is a half diminish. So if you can memorize that in different areas, like instead of playing the 1 here, here's the 1 right here. So you can play all these same chords right here. Here's that weird B chord. Just a different way to play it. If you could kind of memorize those 7 chords on both the E string and the A string, then you're really going to progress well on this lesson. Because it's really a way to show the modes. And it's really, really cool because there's 7 modes, and each one of them are related to each note of the scale. But I think that you really don't hear how the modes sound unless you play them in different keys from each other. And so that's what I set up here. I have a little loop track, and it's going to show how to use the circle of fifths to create chord progressions. So check this out. So since you know, actually I'm going to go back out of this one. I think I'll show this one. Here's the basic circle of fifths. Okay, so now that you know that there's 7 chords, you have the C, going clockwise, you have the C, G, D, A, E, and B, and F if you go one back to the left of C. You have those 7 chords, right? Now, this circle is a little different than going up, straight up the scale. The circle of fifths goes in fifths. So you're going from C to G, G to D, D to A, A to E, E to B, B to F, etc. Okay, if you go counterclockwise, basically what you're doing is you're kind of resolving each chord. So what you can do is, if you started on the F, and pay no mind to the F sharp right there at the bottom, where I guess 6 o'clock would be. F sharp. We're just going to call it the F. Okay, so F would be an F7, like we already discussed right here, or like this, however you want to play it, F major 7. If you go back 1 chord from the F, it's a B. And we know that the B is a half diminished chord. So you go to F, you go from F, major 7, to B. So I'm just basically playing a cadence here, an authentic cadence. I'm not sure if it's authentic in this particular case, but it is a 5 to a 1 cadence. F, 7, B. So I'm going backwards during that circle. And what's the next one going counterclockwise? E. And I know that E is minor because I'm playing just those 7 chords that we already talked about. And what's the next one going counterclockwise? A. It's minor. What's the next one going counterclockwise? D. The next one going counterclockwise G, back to C. So all those chords really resolve nicely with each other. You have F, to the B, E minor, A minor, D minor, G7. These are all the same chords we played. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the roots. Or as they say in Canada, the root. It's the same way. I'm just playing them on the 6th string too, where it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 here. 5, 6, 7. So they're really only the same chord, the same 7 chords, but they resolve nicely if you go back in fifths. So basically, you have the F, 7, F major 7, to the B, half diminished, to the E minor 7, to the A minor 7, to a D minor 7, G7. Now watch what happens here if I create this loop and I solo just the C major scale. So if you create this chord progression here, you could just play the C major scale all day long. It sounds like this. See how good that sounds? I mean, to me, it sounds good. So hopefully you're enjoying this. Any questions so far about this? I'm just playing the C major scale. But all those chords, since it's a 5 to a 1, they all sound kind of like in their own way. And it's all diatonic. It resolves. And then this one resolves to this. Then this one resolves to this one, resolves to this one. Now, that really shows off the major scale well, as you already heard, like this. And you could just you could really hit different intervals of the progression. Like I'll hit the major 7th to really kind of drive that home. And the great thing about this is you don't have to really think too much. Like I'm not really thinking of, okay, what note works over this chord and this and that. And you can go into that. You can go down that rabbit hole. But because the chords really work so well together that it's like you can almost just play any note in that scale and it works. And if it don't sound good, just go to the next one, next note above or below in that scale. Like if I land on this note, it doesn't sound good. Just go down or up. I mean, one of those are going to sound good. And you start to connect your hands with your ears and hopefully your hearts first. Your hearts through your head into your hands. Maybe not that order, but hopefully in that order. So if you wanted to play like a different mode, like say you wanted to play the Dorian mode, which is like if I was to play this chord, the C chord, if I played every note starting on D, I'm playing the Dorian mode there, which, I made a whole video on the positions of the mode. I put that in my description as well. You could do the same type of idea, and check this out, I created a loop for that too. So with the same idea, then I'll break down how I did it. And but I'll show you like what it sounds like here. This is really going to let you know like what the Dorian mode sounds like, and it's still C, but I'm playing C Dorian mode. It sounds like this. Check it out. See, that was a bad note there. Okay, so that is the Dorian mode right there. See what a difference? You went from like a happy sound to like a kind of a more of a happy melancholy sound. A happy melancholy sound. So thank you, Kelly. Glad you think that sounds pretty. Hopefully you're getting this. I'll give you a round of applause. And the way I came up with this progression is what I did was I played the same exact thing from the circle of fifths. And I played the same exact thing. Like I went from, let's see. So I know that C, like you'll start to realize this as you learn it, is that the Dorian is the second, starts on the second degree, right? Okay, so if I'm starting in the second, what is the parent key? If C is the second degree of a scale, well, what's the first one? I'm gonna go back. So basically it's B flat major. So if I look at that chord progression I came up with, not in C, but in B flat major, I started on the F again, but F in B flat is the 5 chord. So now I'm really thinking, okay, well, it's the 4 chord of F, but it's the 5 chord of B flat. So it's a it's an F7 chord. Then it goes to a B flat major 7 chord. Then it goes to a E flat 7 chord, to a diminish, half diminish. So we have a 7 chord here. To a C minor. So I'm really just thinking about, okay, I'm in B flat now. And if you start on the F, I'm playing the 5 chord of B flat, and then the 1 chord, and then the 4 chord, then the 7 chord, and then the 3 chord, and the 6 chord, right back into the C. So I'm thinking of what are the chords, the 7 chords in B flat, but really I'm playing C minor, or C Dorian. So check this out. Here are the chords. I'll call them out. F7, B major 7, E flat major 7, A half diminished, D minor, G minor, and C7. So I'm playing in B flat major, but I'm playing the C note. So hopefully you're enjoying this. And you can go on and on and on. And basically all I'm doing is I'm taking the keys and I'm shifting them. So hopefully you're enjoying this and getting something from this. And any questions, let me know here in the chats. And so basically I have a guitar course that talks about some of the stuff. I'll show you right here. It's called the Essential Skills Collection for Guitar. And I put a link at the top of my description. It goes into basic circle of fifths, fretboard memorization, blues playing. And so check that out when you get some time after the video. And so say you want to play in Phrygian, which is another mode. It's a very Spanish-y sounding mode. Check it out. Same idea. It's just a really great way to memorize and to hear all the modes. Check out this progression. Actually, that's the wrong one. Sorry. That is not the right one. You can tell. See, my ear is developed enough to know that that's the wrong one. It's this one. Look, you can play C minor pentatonic over this whole thing. Or Phrygian. Very pretty sound, right? And I'm playing C. I'm basically playing the C scale. And so far, these are 3 different scales that sound completely different. And so what I did right there was I realized that, okay, so Phrygian is the 3 chord of what? of A flat. So if I'm going down the circle, which is right here, if I go down this circle from F, tracking backwards, F, B, E, A, D, G, C, but thinking, okay, well, what are the chords in A flat? I'm thinking, okay, it's A flat. C is the 3 chord. F right here is the 6 chord, right? So now I'm thinking, okay, A flat. Here's a 6 chord. And then here to this 2 chord, this 5 chord, this 1 chord, so the 4 chord, the 7 chord. Isn't that a great sound right there? I love that one right there. It's right here in this chord. You have the C sharp, which gives it that Phrygian sound, that flat 9 sound. Right there, right? And it resolves nicely to the C chord. So that's why it sounds like this. Like, here's the F chord. Here's the 2 chord, the 5 chord, the root chord, the 4 chord, 7 half diminished, C minor. I could play Phrygian. All right. So lovely. Thank you, Kelly. Hopefully you're enjoying this. We'll just go through a few more real quick. It's a beautiful Sunday. We don't want to spend the whole day in here like just playing modes, do we? So thank you so much. Give you a round of applause. So then you have the Lydian mode, the 4th mode. It sounds like this. It's a beautiful sound. I mean, if you don't love the Lydian mode, you're crazy. Hopefully I got the right track on here. Here we go. octave to Lydian. You can go ahead and play Mixolydian. It sounds like this. So I'm playing all C scales here. If I play we got two more, we'll do real quick. Here's the natural minor scale. It's a C Aeolian scale. All right. Now, the weirdest one of all, the Locrian mode. Which one do you like the best? What's your favorite mode? So hopefully you enjoyed this. And yeah, hit that like button if you do. Subscribe to the channel. And let me know in the comment section how do you use the circle of fifths? Do you use it to create modal chord progressions? Let me know. I'd love to know what you think about that. And hopefully you found this video helpful. I know I was just kind of playing a lot, but I just wanted to show you like how if you backtrack and really just learn the 7 chords, learn the idea, the concept, learn the degrees of each chord, the 1 chord, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, then you could do that. You know, and it's very helpful to hear all those chords, and I'm just kind of just improvising stuff. You could really create some really cool stuff with that, and you could hear really clearly the difference. I mean, I hope so. And if you don't really hear like the difference between all these modes, it's probably because I use the same cadence, the same chord progressions in every key, and I just shifted. But I think, you know, you could pretty much hear what the modes sound like that way, because I'm playing 7 different modes. What sounds the same is the fact that I'm playing the same chord progression in all 7 different keys. So because I'm doing that, it might tend to all seem the same, but you don't have to do that. You can come up with other starting points, other progressions to really show, you know, what the mode sounds like. Okay, great. I think we're good. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you want to dive deeper into the circle of fifths and some essentials, which I think you'll find very helpful, check out my guitar course, and I think you'll enjoy that. Where is it? It's right here. It's called Essential Skills Collection for Guitar. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and just remember, be cool, be kind, and be cherry. If you want to see another video on the circle of fifths, I'll put one right there for you to watch. Love yous. See you guys next week. And oh, one more thing I want to mention is that I go live every Thursday on Facebook at 7:30 Eastern Time, where I play cool covers and fun original songs, and at 7:30 Eastern Time on Thursdays. And check out my friend here, Kelly, who does a show on Facebook as well called Kelly's Music Corner. And she sings and tells stories, and it's really cool. Just really, really beautiful stories. That is at Kelly's Music Corner on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 o'clock. So I'm there. You should be there too. Check that out. Thank you, Tom G. Hopefully you find this very helpful. And everyone else around the world who's going to watch this. And enjoy it. Happy playing. Happy Sunday. And I'll see you next time. All right. Remember, check out that video right there if you want to dive deeper into the circle of fifths. Love you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace.